Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And today we are taking a look at this super cool Eastman PCH acoustic guitar. This is the Eastman PCH1-GACE Grand Auditorium acoustic guitar in a beautiful natural finish. It's also available in a classic finish, which is kind of like a worn burst finish on the top. But this one is in a very much traditional and a really fine looking natural finish. So part of the very popular PCH line by Eastman, which stands for Pacific Coast Highway. And this is kind of the entry level line for Eastman that are priced very nicely for those that are just learning to play and that really want a really great acoustic that does not break the bank, but that also plays and sounds really great for the price. And this is a really great example of one of those, because we've got some very impressive specs and features on this Eastman PCH1-GACE, and it does not break the bank by any means. And it also then sounds really great with those specs and features. So let's dive into those specs right now. We've got a Grand Auditorium body style with that cutaway right there, so you then get more easy access over for your higher frets. So that is really cool to see, and it also just looks super cool, kind of reminiscent of Taylor acoustics. We've got a solid spruce top, which is Sitka spruce, and as Eastman claims now on their website, it is also thermocured, and that is incredibly impressive to see. Thermocured, what does that mean? It means that this top has been baked, if you will, by Eastman in their factory in order to speed up the aging process and make this guitar sound more broken in right out of the box and sound more open, more rich. This process goes by a lot of names, also by a lot of brands. A lot of brands do this, also brands like Martin and Gibson, but it basically comes down to the same thing, that the top is then baked in order to then give you that more broken in sound. And that definitely does improve the sound quite a bit. I've actually done a video, a comparison last week, where I compared two models also made by Eastman, but then one has a thermocure top and the other one doesn't. And I can definitely confirm that it definitely makes a difference. Be sure to take a look at that video if you are interested in that. But yeah, that is super impressive to see on a guitar at this price point, because you also find that treatment or that type of spec also on some very expensive acoustics by Gibson and by Martin that goes in the multiple €1,000 or dollar range. So yeah, again, super impressive to see. We have got laminated sapele back and sides, which look and sound very similar to mahogany, as you can probably tell, but that is a little bit more sustainable and easier to get for Eastman and for manufacturers in order to then still keep the price down at the price that it is currently priced at. It is also then laminated, so that is also then meant to keep the price down at a more entry level price point. You've also got some really cool binding on the top, got some 3-ply binding, and then on the back got single-ply binding. And then this entire guitar is then also done in a true tone satin finish, an open pore finish, so you can then feel the open pores of the wood on the back as well as on the back of the neck. So that feels really nice in the hand, incredibly smooth, and it also just looks super cool. You've also got a pickup installed over here on the inside of the sound hole, so you then get a volume control, a treble and a bass control, and a phase switch. So it is quite versatile at this price point, so also very impressive to see. It is a piezo style pickup, so the vibrations of the strings are then picked up by a wire that goes underneath your saddle, and you then plug it in over here at the end pin. So really easy to use. We have got an open call bridge, and we've got a bone saddle. That is also one of those quite impressive specs to see. A lot of guitars at this price point come with like plastic saddles that really don't sound that great, but bone is the same type of material that they also use on very expensive acoustics made by various brands. To then see that on a guitar at this price point, very impressive to see. We have got an Okome neck, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Looks very similar to mahogany, and it also feels really nice. Also then done in that same open pore satin finish, but I'm guessing that this is a little bit more sustainable and a little bit easier to get in order to then keep that price down at the price that it is currently priced at. It is then also done in that same open pore true tone satin finish, so it feels really smooth, plays really nicely. We've got an oven call fingerboard to match that oven call bridge with some real mother of pearl dot inlays that kind of reflect in the light. Hopefully you can see that right there. And then we've got a 1 inch and 3/4 inches nut width, and the nut is also made out of bone to match that saddle. Again, also see that on some very high priced acoustics, to then have that on a guitar at this price point. Very impressive to see. Again, got your really cool Eastman PCH headstock overlay, and then we've got these close back Pingwell tuners. Also comes with a really sweet gig bag, so more value for money. And yeah, this is probably one of the best, if not the best, acoustic at this price point for those wanting to learn to play the acoustic guitar. Sounds really great, plays really great right out of the box, and it really does not break the bank by any means. So definitely highly recommend this. This is also a very popular model. We've seen this come and go quite a bunch for good reason, again, because incredible value for money. Plays, sounds incredible for the price. So yeah, with all of that being said, let's hear what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this Eastman PCH1-GACE, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details, or just go over to our website to see which ones we have in stock, because like I just said, these come and go quite a bunch, so there's a good chance that we have more than one in stock. You can then maybe compare those that we have in stock, maybe compare the wood grain. Also, maybe you want that classic finish with that burst finish on the top. Maybe we have that in stock at the time that you're watching this. So yeah, definitely be sure to compare those if you're interested in getting one of these at our shop. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of cool acoustics like these, or cool electrics, bass guitars, amplifiers, even of that really cool stuff. So be sure to like us and to follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's see what this really sweet Eastman PCH1-GACE sounds like. I'm going to be playing you some chords and then some lead style playing, so that you can get a good impression of what this really incredible entry level bang for buck Eastman sounds like. Let's get to that part and take it for a spin.